guys, welcome to episode 5 in our Mortal Realms review series. This week we'll be reviewing issue 5. The basis of it. We're reviewing issue 5. This week's issue comes with a model for me, which is Xandria Azure Bomb. I've had a look around and it looks like she's actually an exclusive model to Mortal Realms. Certainly I can't find anything else. The nearest I can find comparison-wise is Neve Blackthorn, who's a single female Stormcast model. So I'm going to guesstimate the price at about $17.50. Obviously, if she's an exclusive model, she may well be worth substantially more than that. But in terms of how much money you're saving for a Stormcast character, $17.50 seems about right. Which at $7.99 means you're saving £9.49, which is pretty nifty. Looking at her, she's got a lot of really cool details. There's a lot of runes on her clothes. She's got this weird sort of high-backed collar, which suggests she's a wizard of some form. Which also the fiery wizard staff also kind of suggests that. And if we look at the way she's standing as though she's shooting out something from her fingertips. Yeah, really nice model. I'm really looking forward to building it and hopefully getting to play it. Sadly, me and Julia haven't got to play much recently because we've just been busy. She's been prepping for half term and her D&V, and I've been fixing my little boy's room up. What else? We've got this cool fold out, which is the Azure Domain of Sigmar. Or Azir, the Domain of Sigmar, Azure. Which shows this massive kind of space station looking thing around a comet. With what appear to be several planets attached, so it'll be interesting to see what on earth that is. Malice, the broken remains of the world that was set at the centre of the Sigmarabellum. Sigmar was clinging to this fractured world when he was carried into the realms by the great Star Drake. So if you've ever played Fantasy Val, that's what's left of it. It appears to be very much the On Fire, so I'm going to guess that no one's alive on there. So there's loads of cool stuff. There's lots of cool descriptions of the Azir realm, and obviously it's got a whole bunch of clipping, or you can put it up as a poster. And then you've got Azirheim, which is obviously the home of the Sigmarites. Obviously Heim is old Scandinavian for home, hence, Azerheim and Vanirheim and Jotunheim from the Viking legends. It says here, proud and glittering, Azirheim is the greatest city in the Mortal Realms, founded by Sigmar himself. Well, he did have a hammer. Between vast peaks of encircling mountains, from the gleaming gates of this metropolis, the armies of retribution march forward to punish the agents of chaos wherever they lurk. Azirheim's streets ring with the industry of war. So that's pretty cool as well. Now we'll get into the magazine itself. It starts off with the realm's magic in the Mortal Realms, which is a bit of a weird byline. He says the realms there, then it says magic in the Mortal Realms, but without any punctuation. So you're just reading as the realm's magic in the Mortal Realms. You've got a blind seer there. Almost forgot Ian. Signature from Ian. It's like a hallmark. It's got a little blip here. It says, across the battlefield of the Mortal Realms, powerful magicians can turn the tide of any battle. My daughter's just getting rid of it. Magic flows through the fabric of every realm, and its power can be felt everywhere. Even the gods do not claim to fully understand such energies. Mortals who try to harness the power risk madness, mutation, or worse. So that's pretty cool. It's then got a bit here which explains roughly how magic works in the Mortal Realms. It has the Arcana scopes, which are the different types of magic, which if you played Warhammer Fantasy...
Sif! Out of the sink!
Max, stop that. Max, quiet please. If you played Warhammer Fantasy, you'll be aware of the Celestial, Jade, Amber, Gold, Bright, Amethyst, Grey and Light. Those are all the different types of magic that there were there, and they're still available in Age of Sigmar. We've then got the Knights Incanter. Knights Incanter lead from the front, aiding their Stormcast brethren with powerful magic.
It's the magic.
Magic. And there's a big blurb about what the Knights Incanter are and what they do. And we've got a Knight Incanter there, who is very similar to the model we've got. And here we've got the, do you want to read the blurb for Xandria Azure Bolt?
I'm going to cry. With pronunciations, yay. Though her eyes burn with celestial flurry. Flurry. Though her eyes burn with celestial fury, I said it right this time, Xandria Azure Bolt is as calm as the eye of a storm. Woe betide the enemies of order, for within her soul rages a vengeful tempest. Did it. Clap, applaud, I'm amazing.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. You did it. Yeah.
No, swiping, no swiping.
We've got a fairly cool hero here, with some famous battles. She's born in Shaish, where she served as a courtly wizard in the Amethyst princedoms. When the Age of Chaos came, the Chaos God Nurgle's followers descended upon our home. Xandra's spells took a great toll upon the foe. Just as she was about to be slain by a Chaos champion, Sigmar, impressed by her mystery, spirited her away to Azure. So she was cast snapped there. For those of you not familiar, cast snapped is short for Stormcast snapped, which is what happens to most of the heroes. In the middle of the battle, they get Stormcast snapped. It goes on to explain some of the magic she can use and has some great pictures of her. It's worth noting,
No, Steph,
that's not black hair. She has got kind of like a magician's skull cap, which kind of gives her, that and the collar kind of give her a dark, brooding look, and she was originally born in the Death Realm, so that's actually pretty cool.
Sif, no.
She wields the weapon of the Knight Incanter, the sword, spell and staff. She's a warrior. She's a warrior and a wizard both, as capable of unleashing and punishing storm magic as she has of striking down the enemies of order with the Sigmarite sword and enchanted staff. So stabby magic flacky stick basically. So she's pretty cool. Next it goes into Realm Wars of the Dead. Do you want to read that bit, Julia? And we have to project.
Projecting my voice is not something I do. As the age of Sigmar arrived, the gaseous legions of undead followers rose once more to reclaim from those who ruled it during the Age of Chaos.
Goes on to say, at the Battle of Black Skies, Nagash was slain by the forces of Chaos. Though his armies were driven back, Nagash's lieutenants, the Mortards, claimed what remained of their god's ruined form and escaped into the underworld of Shaish. With Nagash dead, Chaos overtook his realm. So basically they grabbed him and took him back, because they couldn't beat Chaos themselves. Nagash slumbered in the underworld of Stygics, reforming and regaining power to take back his realm. When Nagash returned, mortal warriors of Chaos were no match for his might. So when he came back, he was able to drive them back. I believe this is another point at which Sigmar tried to kind of ally to him, but again, Nagash suffered from the massive disability of being the most undead douchebag around. Nakash's return from the dead began a war that saw the forces of chaos attacked across Shayesh. Despite their unholy holy power, they could not stand against the might of the resurgent necromancer. And it's got a few bits here. It's got a realm despoiled, Nagash returns, strange alliance. Next, we've got the how to build Xandria Azure Ball, something I'm looking forward to doing. Bit of clipper safety there in case you lose an arm. And some fairly straightforward instructions on how to build her. Then following that, again, some fairly straightforward instructions on how to paint her entirely gold. So that's interesting there. There's a model finished for now. Max, can you wait for 5 minutes because Julia needs to be here for a second?
Okay.
She'll be there in 5 minutes, my boy. Maxie, we don't do this.
Just a couple of minutes, but then I can help you.
Next, it's got the Night Incanter Lights the Way. So it's got a brief story book there, which I'm assuming leads onto the next battle. So using her models and the main thing, the big battlefield we've got, it's a bunch of the undead chain rasps versus Xandria. So she's got to be pretty powerful because it's all the undead chain rasps just versus Xandria herself. So that should be cool. In this one, it's worth noting they show you using the battlefield width on, so you can see that. Do you want to try that on Friday when I get out for work? Yeah. We're going to try this out. If we get a chance, we'll record it because it's the first battle on the big field, and we'll see how that works out. So that should be cool. We'll do a little battle report if we can. Unfortunately, I keep running out of time due to real life constraints. It runs through the chain rasp attacks, and again through Xandria attacks in the same way that it has in previous issues. And chain rasp attacks and Xandria attacks again. The different turns and the piling combat, and then at the back we've got the war scroll for Xandria. She's got a movement of 5, which is respectable. 5 wounds, which is again respectable. The Incanter Staff attacks with 3 dice and 3+ to hit, doing D3 damage, so that's pretty potent. And she has magic. An Arcane Bolt has a casting value of 5. If you successfully cast, pick an enemy unit that suffers 1 damage. Sorry, that unit suffers 1 damage. If the casting roll is 10 or more, that unit suffers 3 damage. It doesn't give a range here. I'm just going to go back to see if the Arcane Bolt, 2 dice. No, it doesn't give a range on it. By the looks of it, you're expected to use it when you're already in combat with them. So that thing could have a massive range or it could have no range. It just doesn't seem to say here unless I'm missing it. If you've read this and you see that I've missed it, feel free to post in the comments and let me know. That will help me find it next time. Next, basic advertising for the Guidance of Mortal Realms. And coming to the Mortal Realms, issue 6, the Thorns of the Briar Queen arrive and discover the city of Shadespire, also Unbinding Spells playthrough. So that looks pretty cool, some awesome looking undead there. Sorry to show you there. What do you think? You like the look of that? And issue 7, learn to shade and dry brush with your new paints. New rules for your games. So it's got discover more storm hosts, learn to use shade paints, and to wound playthrough. So that's pretty cool. So you're getting Stormhost Silver and Reikland Flesh Shade, both which will be pretty useful. So that's what's coming in the next 2 issues. What do you think about this one, Julia? Good issue?
On the back, just casually carrying his own skull.
Yeah, they're dead, yeah. I think they're pretty casual at everything.
Yeah. Skull carrying.
Wait, what do you think? Good issue or?
Yeah.
Just nothing much for you in it?
Yeah.
Typical kids, no toys for her. But yeah, that's our review of issue 5, and we will see you guys next week for issue 6. Say bye-bye, Julia.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Not sure why, but I am. So if you like it, see me there, and please tell your friends. Thanks very much. Bye.